Hi students, welcome back. Now let's go through the remaining portions of the chapter. Ecosystem. It is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live, all linked by transfer of energy and material. So here comes a question, what is ecosystem? It is a system. It is formed by the interaction of living organisms with each other. That is, the interaction of living organisms with another living organism and also the interaction of living organism with physical as well as chemical factors. They are linked by the transfer of energy and material. Okay, so this box is the answer for the question, what is ecosystem? Okay. Now coming to the topic, what is ecosystem? At an NCC camp that Ravi's class was attending, Jessie exclaimed, "What a heavy downpour! It reminds me of my home in Kerala. You should come and see how it pours and pours over the lush green fields and coconut plantation." The remaining portion of that story, that Ravi's story. Okay, so here Jessie is from Kerala. Okay, Kerala is a state which gets rain. It is blessed with forests, fields, coconut plantation and so many such agricultural activities. Okay, have you heard of Kerala? Yes, it's such a rich place with its greenery and all. Okay. Hira from Jaisalmer exclaimed, "We get no rains, we get only kicker and sand, as far as the eyes can see. But you also find camels," said Ravi. Hira says, "Not just camels. If you visit our desert, you will see snakes, lizards and many insects too." Ravi wondered, why do the animals, the vegetation and the way people live vary from place to place? Are they all related to each other? Oh yes, very much so, the teacher replied. So the next one is Hira from Jaisalmer. It's a place in Rajasthan. Okay, what we can see in Rajasthan? It's all about sand. There we can't see as much as greenery to that of Kerala. In Jaisalmer, we can see endless sands. And also we can find out camels. Camels are well adapted to such place, such as desert, isn't it? But along with camels, we can also see other animals such as snakes, lizards and even insects in these deserts. This indicates that different animals are seen in different places. This may vary according to the change in vegetation. Some animals are well adapted to the hot climate. For example, we can see camels in desert. Similarly, some animals are adapted to cold climates. For example, we can see polar bear in Arctic, isn't it? Yes, so depending upon the vegetation of each place, there will be change in the adaptation of animals. Okay. All plants, animals and human beings depend on their immediate surroundings. Often they are also interdependent on each other. This relation between the living organisms as well as the relation between the organisms and their surroundings form an ecosystem. There could be an ecosystem of large rainforest, grassland, desert, mountains, lake, river, ocean and even a small pond. Do you think the park in which Ravi and his friends played formed an ecosystem? So again we are discussing about the definition of ecosystem that we have already seen in that glossary, isn't it? Okay. Now coming to, do you know, on 5 June every year the World Environment Day is celebrated. So when is World Environment Day? Yes, it's on June 5. So coming to next glossary, barter system. So here the question is, what do you mean by barter system? It is a trade in which goods are exchanged without the use of money. Okay, so it is a trade in which goods are exchanged and money is not used for this exchange. Okay, that means a person will be having grains and the other one will be having some vegetables. So the person having grains will sell his grains to the person having vegetables, and in return he will get the vegetables from the other person. So here money is not used, they will just exchange their goods. Okay, so this is barter system. Coming to our next topic, human environment. Human beings interact with the environment and modify it according to their need. Early humans adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. They led a simple life and fulfilled their requirements from the nature around them. With time, needs grew and became more varied. Humans learn new ways to use and change environment. They learn to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead a settled life. The wheel was invented, surplus food was produced, barter system emerged, trade started, and commerce developed. Industrial revolution enabled large-scale production. Transportation became faster. Information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. In the earlier times, humans was well adapted to the natural surroundings. Okay, so they led a simple life and fulfilled their requirements such as food, shelter, and all this from the nature. So they led a simple life with the natural surroundings around them. So as the population grew, the need also grown, as we are discussed earlier, isn't it? So as the population grown, the needs has also grown, and people have started to change the environment according to their need. Okay, so they learn to grow crops and rare animals. Rearing of animals has started. Then they have to settle their life. That means villages, cities, and all such things has been developed. Okay, and also along with that, so many inventions has been taken place. Wheels has been invented, then food was produced, barter system emerged, trade has started, commerce developed. So they started to invent things, and also trade and commercial activities has been developed. Similarly, transportation system and information technology has also been developed. Have you ever thought why you love eating a juicy watermelon in summer and hot roasted peanuts in winter? A perfect balance is necessary between the natural and human environment. Humans must learn to live and use their environment in a harmonious way. So some food items will grow abundantly in winter and some in summer. So environment itself is modified for our comfort. Thus a perfect balance is required. Okay. Nuri, a girl from Mizoram from Ravi's class, often talks about the lush green surroundings of her place. Seeing Ravi upset at having lost his playground, Nuri invited him to visit her home state during the coming vacation. Ravi's teacher asked the students to draw the landscape, houses, and activities of the people and places they visit during the holidays. So here comes a conclusion for Ravi's dad, isn't it? Nuri has invited him to her native place in Mizoram. Okay, so here Ravi's sad has been concluded. Similarly, our chapter is also concluded. Okay, such a simple chapter, only few question answers are there, as I have already discussed. Just study that question answers and also read the chapter 4-5 times. Okay, now let's move on to our exercises. Coming to answer the following questions. First one, what is an ecosystem? We have discussed it already, isn't it? On page number 4 in the glossary, we have learned that. The ecosystem, isn't it? It is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live, all linked by transfer of energy and material. So this is the answer for the question, what is an ecosystem? Okay, coming to next question, what do I mean by natural environment? Okay, the answer is in page number 2. Have you seen that? The natural environment refers to both biotic and abiotic conditions existing on the earth. Next question, which are the major components of the environment? We have also discussed it in the figure in page number 2. Figure 1.1, components of environment. So the major components of environment are natural, human made, and human. Along with this we can give the examples also. Natural, land, air, water, living things. Human made, buildings, parks, bridges, roads, monuments, industries. Human, individual, family, community, religion, educational, economic, political situation. Okay. Next question. Give 4 examples of human made environment. We have already discussed it, isn't it? The answer is religion, individual, family, community. These all are human made environment. Okay, write any 4 examples. Next one, what is lithosphere? Yes, we have discussed the answer in page number 3. Lithosphere is the solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. It is made up of rocks and minerals and covered by a thin layer of soil. It is an irregular surface with various landforms such as mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, etc. Lithosphere is the domain that provides us forests, grasslands for grazing, land for agriculture and human settlements. It is also a source of mineral wealth. Okay, we have already discussed it. Next one, which are the 2 major components of biotic environment? The answer is plants and animals. Okay, these are the 2 major components of biotic environment. Next one, what is biosphere? Yes, we have discussed it in page number 4. Plants and animal kingdom together make biosphere or the living world. It is a narrow zone of earth where land, water and air interact with each other to support life. Okay, so this is the answer for the question, what is biosphere? Coming to the second one, tick the correct answer. Okay, first one, which is not a natural ecosystem? Options are desert, aquarium, forest. The answer is aquarium. They are human made, isn't it? Whereas desert and forest are natural ecosystem. So the answer is aquarium. Next one, which is not a component of human environment? Yes, land. It is a component of natural environment, isn't it? So the answer is land. Next one, which is a human made environment? The answer is road. Okay, which is a threat to environment? Yes, the answer is growing population. As we have already discussed, the growing population is a threat to environment. Now coming to third question, match the following. First one, biosphere. We can match it with, yes, option E. It is a narrow zone where land, water and air interact. So match biosphere with the option E. Second one, atmosphere. What is atmosphere? It's a blanket of air which surrounds the earth. So match it up with option A. Third one, hydrosphere. Yes, match it up with option B, domain of water. Next one, environment. Match it up with our surroundings. Okay, I hope you got the answers. Question number 4, give reasons. A. Man modifies his environment. So what's the reason for that? Man modifies his environment to fulfill his needs and make his life comfortable. He also modified his environment to adapt himself to the natural surrounding. Okay. Next one, plants and animals depend on each other. The reason is plants and animals depend on each other for their own sake. Plants release oxygen that animals breathe and absorb carbon dioxide that animals release. Okay, so these are the answers for the fourth question. Okay, I hope you all have understood the chapter. If you have any doubt, you can comment it in the comment box below. All of you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you will get the notification of the next video. Okay, so see you all with a new chapter.